Hey, what's up, guys? You know who it is. It's Nick the Bandit here. And today, on topics, another set of topics, I'm here to more or less talk about Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Well, how, why there isn't, well, not too much, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Now, the last Marvel Ultimate Alliance game, which was 2, I think came out 2010, 1010, I think, or 2000, it might be 2011. I don't even. It's been a while, but that was probably the last Marvel game they made as of now. And I'm just like, why hasn't there been a Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3? Now, I do know that the second one was based off the hero, I guess the superhero war or something like that, the Civil Hero War or something like that. I know, but I know it's based off of a comic that was pretty much the basis of the game. And I just kind of was like, this was good. That was good. I really, really liked Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. Better than I liked the first one. Way better than I liked the first one. Well, I don't know. There were a few elements about the first one I did like a little bit better, like the individual stories and stuff. But that's that. All in all, I love the fusions into. I love the characters into all the assortment of characters you can get. But where the hell is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3? Why has been the third Marvel Ultimate Alliance? What's up with that? I guess maybe maybe they figured that we don't need another Marvel Ultimate Alliance, or no, maybe they having like money problems at the time or development issues and stuff, and they couldn't make another one. I don't know what happened between that, but I feel like we need a Marvel Ultimate Alliance, whether it be for next gen or for last gen. Doesn't matter. Although I probably would prefer it being next gen and maybe a port to the Wii U, possibly, maybe. But onto that, I mean, there's like I don't know what they could use as a base for Ultimate Alliance 3. Maybe you can just go back to how it was in the first one, where you just did like a whole assortment of missions and just then culminated to just that last mission of something. I kind of forgotten what the last mission of the first game was. I kind of forgot, but if they probably just go back to that format instead of trying to base it off of something from the comics too much. Maybe elements from it, maybe not a whole basis from that. It could, come up with something for Ultimate Alliance 3. Maybe you're just waiting to put Ultimate Alliance 3 on the next gen. Maybe that's what they're doing. Although I highly doubt it considering. But I don't know. It's like there's this it went because I think Ultimate the first one came out around 2007. Then the second one came out around 2010, I think, or 2011. I cannot remember. But considering there was that space, and then there's been about a couple years since, I don't know what to say. So I could think of is the only thing I can think of is they're waiting for next gen to probably put it on there. It might take a little time, but it'll get out. Because truth be told, half these Marvel games that have come out have been crap. The Marvel games as of lately have not been good. The only thing, maybe the exception, would be Deadpool and X-Men Origins. Between those two games, they were probably maybe the best things that came out of Marvel. And Spider-Man, considering, not Amazing Spider-Man 2. The way that people talk so much crap about Amazing Spider-Man 2, that really kind of disappointed me, considering how pretty good the first Amazing Spider-Man game was. But Marvel games have not been as good. DC games, on the other hand, have been pretty okay. Like Batman. Because I mean, that's pretty about the only DC game that's really come out. Considering, might be some few others like Young Justice and stuff like that. But I think those games were okay too. And then Green Lantern was no, it wasn't that good. But I think Batman is the only thing that's the saving grace for DC games. In terms of Marvel, they got tons of different things out there, but I don't know. Marvel games just don't seem to get that much praise. I mean, considering like what the hell was that freaking Avengers Battle for Earth? that game looks really crap. That looks so slow. It's it looks like an okay game, but outside of what maybe a few attacks and everything else, it's kind of corny. I'm sorry. It seems so slow. It's like okay, begin the match. You stay in one place. Okay, let me hit this person. Okay, let him hit you. Okay, let's hit him with a combo. Okay, let's knock him in the air. Okay, let's try to hit him while he's in the air. It feels like I'm playing a strategy game, considering, because it's like back forth, back forth, back forth, back forth, back forth, and it's just like, what's going on? At first, I even considered getting the game at the time, but then I said no. Hell, the game that it was going to be before it even became Battle for Earth was better than that. I don't care if it was a first person shooter in the eyes of the one of the Avengers, between a Iron Man or Captain America or Hulk. Shit, it would have been better than what that game was to me. You just wanted to make a game for the Wii U at the time, and that was it. Hell, I'd play Injustice before I go play that game. And I'm talking about DC. Again, another good game by DC. Um, so provided the people that made Mortal Kombat, it was probably good because of that. But that's what I'm saying. Because Marvel games have not been widely received as well. And with Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2 coming out and getting very bad reviews, it ain't getting better. So I'm thinking if they put Marvel Ultimate Alliance out, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, it might help. Hell, the only Marvel games I know were good was Deadpool, X-Men Origins. Hell, there was a one that I thought was good back in the day, Marvel Rising Imperfects. God damn, I still play that game even now, basically. Provided that I had my Wii with me right about now, but I let somebody borrow it, so I ain't got it right now, so I can't play it. But I'll just play that game constantly, and it wasn't really widely received. Wasn't the best of games, but it was fun. I feel like that's like a game that get a cult following of some sort, and I think it should. But you know, I guess it didn't. And then I'm figuring maybe they're gonna make a sequel to it because it was pretty good to me. It was a darker take on Marvel to me, anyway. Um, and they were gonna make another one to it, but I think they canceled it instead of putting it in perfect. And then, like, not recently, but I know since for about 2 years that they were making another game. EA Chicago was making a Marvel game, called Marvel. It was just called Marvel. It wasn't called anything else, just Marvel game called Marvel. And they had certain people already announced for the game, like Spider-Man and Hulk and Captain America and Phoenix and Juggernaut and everything else. I was like, and the way it looked, it looked weird because they tried to go for a very photorealistic type situation. So it came out looking kind of weird. Like they said, like a very skinny Spider-Man and a very big inflicted looking Hulk, and it just looked too real. But that game never came out to be, as it got canceled like a year later, and and the EA Chicago studios were closed, so it didn't really work out. But they showed for the game pretty much was very good though, considering like cause I just watched a video by the other day from Yuri of the Wind. You should check him out. I'm gonna put his channel at the bottom of this link to the video, but it was good. I like what he was talking about the game. That he had destructive. Um, the whole city was destructive. Like you could fight all over the city. That was the point. But see, there were like technical issues that they couldn't do it, so they ended up having to kind of change it so that you only fought at one point in the map that was destructive. Oh no, it was still very destructive considering because like you could like fight, throw people into the buildings, into the trains, and everything else in between. It sounded fun. It sounds like a way better version of Def Jam Icon. And I'm gonna make a video about Def Jam Icon soon. Not Icon, just Def Jam. Period. Like why the hell they haven't made another Def Jam and cater to the fans that like Vendetta or Fight for New York. Nobody like Icon. I'm sorry, Icon was just a piece of crap compared to other ones. I never even got to play the first Def Jam. But I know Fight for New York was fun as hell. So I'm gonna make a video about that, but on another different topic. Anyway, it was the place was just destructive. It was nice, and they only announced a certain amount of characters before they canceled the game entirely. And because EA Chicago had to shut down the studios, so like I said, the game never came out to be, and I was up feeling kind of disappointed. Like I said, I didn't know about the game till like 2 years later because they kept it under wraps and they didn't really see anything about it. The gameplay that I saw for the game was pretty good though, because on a separate video, but it didn't come out to be, and I felt like that put Marvel at a very bad disadvantage in terms of games. So there's still games coming out from Marvel, but I don't know, that game looked cool at the time. I don't know, maybe if something like that could be recreated now, it'd be cool. Considering that Injustice kind of has the whole destructible thing going in a 2D, in a 2D plane going. Maybe they can probably do that with Marvel games, except do that with a 3D plane and just duke it out in that fight. Duke it out. Um, so Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, I think, should come out for next gen. I'm hoping it should come out for next gen at some point. I mean, it feels like this is what it should. It feels like this is what should happen at the time. But considering all the stuff that's happened recently, I don't know if they would even think about Ultimate Alliance. They might just make it another like an Avenger game in a sense, since Avengers is probably the most popular thing going on right now. You yeah, that's pretty much the general thing about Ultimate Alliance and Marvel games in general. Since all these Marvel movies have been coming out and how successful Avengers was, they probably wouldn't even think about making another Ultimate Alliance. But I'm just hoping that maybe they should. I don't know. If you do, keep most of the characters that you had in the first one. Deadpool, Wolverine, Spider-Man, Captain America, um, Daredevil, Gambit. Cause I love playing with Gambit, especially in 2. And yeah, if you were to do it, just keep the couple main characters, like Iron Man also. So that'd be a very interesting thing to talk about, and a very interesting thing to have. So that's basically all I have to say in terms of that. Like I said, subscribe to my channel, like my videos. I'm definitely gonna have TG. What is it? No, VG trivia. There we go. Couldn't think of the name. Video game trivia out sooner or later. I just need some time to do it. Like I said, I don't know what the first video game trivia thing is gonna be about. It's just, like I said, give me some suggestions in the discussion bin or comment below in this video. Give me some suggestions about what I might talk about in video game trivia. I'm thinking about Saints Row or Naruto, one of the Naruto games, or Dragon Ball Z or something. If I could find some, like I said, I'll definitely make a video about it, and and just have it there so all can see. Hell, maybe you might want to go look it up yourself, or you might go play a game just to see if it'll come out. So, yep, that's pretty much it. So, you know who it is, Nick the Bandit here, signing out, or just getting off, and I'll catch you guys later.